I know the Glick family for almost 30 years, and her dad was my mentor. Met Marianne through her dad, Gene, and mom, and Marianne and I are very close friends. She reflects a lot of her dad's values and stuff, which is amazing. And Marianne, an artist, you know, an advocate for teens and young adults through TeenWorks. She takes on the head of the Glick Foundation and contributing to the community. And Marianne has more energy than most people, half her age. And she continues to have a passion for Central Indiana, for Indianapolis. I mean, she's amazing.
Clearly, the Glick name is synonymous with philanthropy in Indianapolis. And Marianne has done a remarkable job carrying on Gene and Marilyn's legacy when it comes to philanthropy. She clearly learned from the best, and it's part of her DNA. Gene and Marilyn set up the Glick Family Foundation in 1982 and slowly, over time, built an incredible legacy of philanthropy in Indianapolis. And Marianne has had the incredible privilege to carry on their tradition. Marianne is not someone who just writes checks. She gets very, very passionate and very involved in the community. She's in the neighborhoods, she's in schools meeting with kids, she talks to our grant recipients. So she's not someone who just sits in a boardroom like this and makes decisions with the rest of us as board members. She's someone who really puts herself out there in the community and cares very deeply about the impact of the grants that we make. So Marianne is someone who's a very passionate person.
Marianne is a true visionary, and she's a person who certainly empowers women in the workplace, and so you can look from one not-for-profit to the next and find an empowered female leader that Marianne Glick has probably played a role in helping to get placed there. I see her visionary leadership and her relentless pursuit of helping young people succeed in our city through her work as my chairman at TeenWorks. And when I say she never gives up, there's no limits for her. She wants to make sure that those from underserved populations absolutely can get off to a great start, and she puts both her money and her heart in what we do.
She genuinely cares for the well-being of others. So like, she put others before herself, and she goes beyond what she's supposed to do. And so that's what I feel like, for people who doesn't know her, should know that she cares, like genuinely cares for others.
Marianne Glick has really created opportunities for teens, especially through TeenWorks. She is still supporting the mission of TeenWorks, and I just want to say she's really special because she's made a difference in me, and I know that I can always go back to her for anything, and if I ever need any help or advice or guidance.
My son noticed one day, we were on the Monon, saw Glick. We're on I-65, and he sees this child care daycare center, Glick. Dad, do you know anyone in this Glick family? And I say, yes, I do. And it was a reminder for me of how much of the city has been impacted by the Glick family. And more specifically with Marianne's leadership, of that legacy of just serving the community well, meeting the needs of our students and our families, but also just ensuring that those that are in need are getting the resources accordingly. And not only has that work transcended across TeenWorks, but it's touched other areas in IPS as well, and other places in the community. And so it's a name that you see often. I know it's a name that she's very proud of, and you can clearly see that in her work.
She is a go-getter, and she's proven that she could take a topic or a cause and make it into something that is beneficial to the community. She actually takes a program and goes with it and makes it successful. So I admire that more than anything. It's so important that people who feel lucky and privileged give back, because there are many people in need. And that's one of the things I admire most about Marianne, because she knows. She's been taught so have I, to give back.
Marianne is a leader that I very much admire, and her deep, deep care and determination to help our youth be engaged in the world of work, to be successful in that world, but in their educations. More recently, as I became president of Ivy Tech, I had the opportunity to have her want to be a trustee for Ivy Tech because she knew the work we do at Ivy Tech is exactly the continuation of the work she's doing with TeenWorks, and that shared commitment and mission to ensure that every one of our youth, no matter what zip code, no matter what their background, they have the opportunity to succeed in our community, and no one embodies that commitment better than Marianne.